Reverend Baisden-Bond, I'm really curious to hear about your work with Black queer identifying individuals and young people, and how that has intersected with the church world. So can you say a bit about what you've noticed there, how our queer kids are experiencing church in these days?
Oh, absolutely. With my work at Spelman College, I am also working in the chapel. And so it affords me this opportunity to engage with college students in a way that most professors don't. Kids, they come to college, they have to go to class, right?
Yeah.
Chapel, they get to opt in for that, which makes a big difference in how we engage each other. Them, me, them. And so I've been able to see how, sadly, a lot of kids coming out of Black church spaces still feel as if most Black churches are not safe for them to be their full selves. And so when they come to Spelman, they're often surprised that, whoa, I can show up as my full self, and I can serve as a chapel assistant. I can be on the dance ministry regardless of my gender. I get to help serve communion. And it's the first time that many of them get to have these opportunities as fully formed, identified young adults, and it's at the hands of Black women that's affording them this opportunity too. So it's all of this is happening at one time, and they're just like, whoa, I never thought that this would happen. Or they thought it would be in a traditional church setting where, you know, they've gone through seminary and now they're coming back. But we're like, no, this is your community, and this is how you're choosing to serve them in this capacity. And so we also bring them to the table. We have weekly worship planning services that allows them to highlight what was a rose from last Sunday's worship service, what was a thorn, and how can we use that thorn and implement and do something different, you know, this upcoming Sunday. And one very tangible example, they said, we feel like the students leave chapel abruptly when it's over. What about you and Dean Guidry walking to the back of chapel, and so as they're exiting, you all are the last faces that they see. So that has now translated to students stopping by our offices and saying, hey, I was in chapel on Sunday, great word, just wanted to say hi. And so then we begin to build these relationships where they're not concerned about hiding themselves, because we've already said from jump, we welcome you in full totality, however you choose to show up, your name, your pronoun, your identification, none of that, it matters, but it doesn't matter because we just see you, a Black child wanting spiritual community and development and nourishment and sustainability, and we are welcoming you here.
That's so beautiful. And it sounds like, from what you said, this is led by Black women as well. So not only are they being told you are welcome here, but they're seeing it modeled. Right. And they're seeing faces that look like theirs. Right, in positions of leadership, and how important that is, and how unfortunately unusual that still is.
So those who identify as queer, such as myself, we are all openly queer. And so the students, when they see that, they are often blown away. Each year I have a student, if I preach in Sisters Chapel, I have a student who says, that's the first time I've heard an openly queer person preach, and the sermon wasn't about their sexuality. Because I'm like, we're normal.
Right.
We deal with the same stuff, right? And so when you humanize our community, it allows them to see that. And children or youth are very quick to notice if something is true, if it's pure, if it's authentic. And because I show up in my work as my full self, it allows them to do the same.